you've been coding for like, let's say 12 years. Hello everyone, hello guys, you're welcome to another episode of Real Unicorns. And today I have my friend with me, Pamilerin. I call him Pam Pam. I'm going to be calling you Pam Pam throughout this interview, so apologies in advance.
Not
so
accepted.
Pamilerin is on my channel because he is a real unicorn indeed. Like, I think I should just let them know how we actually got to know each other. So we worked together like from 2019, I guess, to 2020-ish. We worked together in the same company. And when you say someone is carrying a startup on their head, is this guy. In terms of engineering, coding, fixing bugs, and all of that stuff. That was Pamilerin. So he's definitely a real unicorn, doing amazing things in the tech space.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Pam Pam. Welcome to my YouTube channel.
That will forever be funny.
I know I usually have unique nicknames for my friends.
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
I'm alive. I did here now. I'm alright.
Thank you for coming through all the way from IB. It's not easy.
It actually is. You just enter train.
Oh my god.
You just enter train and you just come.
Oh my god.
This was never far from me. So.
You know what? Let's just go straight into it.
Yeah.
So when I met you, I know that you were a software engineer. But I checked your LinkedIn recently and I saw data engineer.
Yeah.
Right. So can you just tell us your story, like in terms of how you started? Like, was engineering always the goal? Like, just tell us everything from the beginning, how your career started in the tech space.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I started engineering has always been the goal. Software development has always been the goal. Because I didn't want to be a doctor. My father is a doctor. And everyone was saying, oh, you be a doctor like his father. I was like, no. So yeah, my mom was a computer operator for a research lab somewhere in Oshodi here. Firo, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always liked computers and whatnot. So,
yeah.
So I think I started coding in GS3. That long period where you are basically jobless, waiting to go back to school.
To SS1.
SS1.
Yeah.
So I started coding during that period.
What year? Can you remember?
Maybe. Okay. When did I leave? I left secondary school in 2012.
2012.
Sorry, 2011.
2011.
Yeah, I left secondary school in 2011. So I'll say maybe minus 3 years from that. I'll say 2007, 2008.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been writing code. I think I wrote during that period with my computer teacher, we wrote a school management website. Just basic putting in grades for students and things like that, just basic. So yeah, so then when I got into uni, I was fortunate enough to click with a very small group of people, about 6 or 7, and we maintained friends till we graduated, even till now. And we've been coding, just doing random stuff, trying different things. Really great so far. And I think it was in uni I fell in love with artificial intelligence, machine learning, because our robots to conquer the world.
Interesting. Interesting.
But yeah, so I've been gingered to try my hands at different things. I wanted to even do a master's in AI, but Papa God no allow.
You know, at a point I thought maybe you actually did your master's in AI. I had to go and check.
It's information side. There was no, because there's no way in Nigeria that they do AI properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just settled with information science. Boring as hell. But yeah, so far, yes, I've been coding since then. Fortunate enough to get into Chaka in 2019, joined the team, build the MVP, been with Chaka ever since.
Like, there's no one like as committed as you, to be honest, to be in a company for that long. So I know while we were working at Chaka, you were combining both your master's degree and working, and you were shuffling from Lagos to Ibadan. Like, how was it that period, and why did you even decide? Because some people can say, I mean, I have a job, why do I have to do masters? I beg, money first or something. True. Well, why did you make that decision to live such a tough life? Exactly.
To run suffered. Well, there were times when I thought about it that either I quit Chaka or I quit masters, like one of the two, and just chill. But originally what happened was, like I said, I've been pursuing the AI goal, the academic role, masters, for a while.
Yeah. So
I didn't actually apply to Chaka. I wasn't looking for a job then. I was just doing my own thing. Yeah. So got to know Chaka, called, had discussions. I think it was via LinkedIn, boys themselves. So so we spoke and blah blah. So like, okay, it's a good opportunity. I get to learn. Not that I'm always on my laptop doing things in my own thing. So I get to learn from people how to interact in an office space. That kind of thing. So it was fun. Because it was fun in the sense that when I get to class, like I had that deal with Chaka that, because my classes were Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I had that deal with Chaka that I'll only come to Lagos Monday, Tuesdays, then I'll be going to Ibadan. And I'll be working. Sometimes I won't be working in class. But sometimes, you know, that feeling of, it's bad. I'm not encouraging it, but like, you know that feeling of, I'll leave Lagos Wednesday morning really early for an 8 o'clock class in Ibadan. And I'm running into class like, it's just coming from work. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to say, but like, it felt really good. And I think my major, what kept me on was, I felt I was saving time. Because if I say I'm dropping the job and I want to do the masters 2 years, then I'll start working again, I'll start looking for. So I just felt, best of both worlds. And it's a limited amount of time. So let me just continue. And thankfully, Chaka was understanding
the whole thing.
Yeah. So
wow. I really always wondered, how is this guy doing a whole masters, and not just masters in another state and shuffling it, like crazy stuff. So you said that you've been coding for, like, let's say 12 years now, like over 12 years, because from 2008 to 2018, that's 10 years. 10 years. So that's like 14. About 14 years.
Wow. Don't born pikin.
Wow.
It became another primary school.
Wow. So you have more than a decade experience in coding. Yeah. What right now, you know that tech is everywhere. Everybody's talking about tech. And a lot of people want to learn how to code.
Yeah.
And they are most likely newbies watching this video right now. So for someone looking to start, what was your word of wisdom to them?
Well, I would say it's a word of wisdom. I would say, I think it's something that I've been saying to I won't say mentees, but most of you that I've been trying to teach. The first thing I always look for, and if it's not physical, ask about, is how much patience do you have? And what is your driving force for getting into tech? Money, obviously. General money. But I always like there should be something else apart from money, because the example I give, or the statement I always say, is there are days or there are nights when you are writing code, it will not work. You want to tear your hair out. So is that your need, your driving force that would propel you forward? Money is a good propeller also, but there are days when you be like, come, I feel good, they sell clothes, they make money.
Like, how much is this money? I'm not doing again.
Exactly. So the number one thing is, first of all, patience. Just calm down. You will eventually find a solution, because as a newbie, almost everything you are going to do, there's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
And the second thing is just, what is your driving force? Like, what gingers you to
so let's say now I'm gingered. I know that it's coding I want to do. What should my next step be? What would you advise me to do next? Like, where should I learn? Where do I start from? What's the as a newbie, what language should I start with? Maybe a language that you can get a job in like 95% of the tech companies. Do you understand? Like, what should I do? I've made up my mind. The ginger is there, the passion is there. What next?
Well, okay. Usually the ginger or your driving force will feed into what you want to do, because tech has a myriad of spaces. Whether it's not even coding you want to do, there are other non-coding tech.
We're focusing on engineers now.
Yeah. So if it's engineers now, there are now a variety of applications. Whether it's finance, whether it's health, whether it's agriculture, different things. And also, apart from that, in that sectors now, you can be a creative person. Whether it's the front end you want to be working, you want to see designs, you want to bring designs to life, or you are more of a logical, analytical person. You want to make things work, not necessarily see beauty, but you just want to make things work. You can be a back-end person and things like that. So those decisions would inform where next you are going to learn. So for example, for me, like I said, I was interested in artificial intelligence, machine learning, and I noticed that in this environment, it was not easy to get into AI. But the next best thing is data, because AI, machine learning feed off data. So what was the prevailing language, I would say, or prevailing language that data people used, and that's Python. Even though I had already been writing Python before I got interested in data, like not before I got interested, before I decided I want to go into data specifically. But so that informs what language you want to go, and things like that. Then what I advise is the best practice I give. Once you have gotten your ginger right, you have gotten, look for a project. There are a lot of open source projects that are online. If you are a front-end person, for example, you don't need to start writing or learning HTML from scratch. You should eventually, but
that's not the starting.
That's not the starting. You will get frustrated easily. By the time your div is not sent you, it will break your laptop. Then backenders have it a bit more difficult in the sense that there's no visual to what you are presenting, what you are doing. So I always encourage that you can start out as a full stack person, build a full web, will I say web app or something.
So definitely like start a project on your own.
But
obviously like for someone that wants to learn to code, before you can actually start a project, you have to learn to code. Do you have any recommended resources? Like, where can I go and learn how to code? I know there are schools, but some people probably studied something else and then they realize that coding I want to do next. So where should I go to learn this coding? What resources?
Well, you can use Udemy or or Coursera. Udacity is quite expensive. I usually people will encourage you to go and read a book or something, but I noticed that we have this mentality: if you don't pay for something, you will not be gingered to do it. So if you pay for that course, especially Udemy courses are really cheap. Some of them are bad, They are not really good courses that you can recommend, but the fact that you paid 1.5 for a course, that course at the bare minimum, even if it's Python, it will introduce you to how to download the environments that you write code, how to do 1+1, 1+2, and things like that. So that would propel you forward. So yeah. So aside coding, I like doing things with my hands. I took a carpentry course once.
So I'm assuming that right now there's no woman in your life.
I have women in my life. They are alright. They are alright. That's just
winks. Let's talk about money.